It was just a regular afternoon, quiet and calm, when out of nowhere, a mother cat appeared at my door. Her eyes held a desperate, pleading look. Gently, she placed a tiny kitten at my feet, holding it by the scruff of its neck. I didn't think twice. I knew she needed help. I scooped them up and rushed to the vet. As he began to examine the kitten, his face suddenly went pale. What he discovered sent chills down my spine. I had no idea it was only the beginning of something far more chilling. But before we start, smash the like button and make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any new stories. Seeing the mother cat and her tiny kitten, I decided to take them into the house. It felt like they needed a safe space. Just as I closed the door, Mrs. Johnson from next door waved. "Is that a kitten?" she asked, eyes widening. I nodded, explaining the situation quickly. "I'll bring some milk," she offered, disappearing inside. Soon, she returned with a warm bowl, setting it on the floor. The mother cat sniffed the milk cautiously. After a few hesitant laps, she seemed to relax a bit more. Her green eyes watched me, though, like she still wasn't sure. I needed help and fast, so I grabbed my phone and called my buddy Eddie. He's the kind of guy who's real good with animals, especially strays. "Hey, Eddie, can you come over? I got a situation here," I said. "Sure thing, be right there," Eddie replied before hanging up. When he arrived, he took one look at the kitten and suggested we go to the vet for a checkup. Our little friend looked so fragile, I could tell it was the right choice. We carefully scooped the kitten up, making sure not to jostle it too much. Then we were off, driving with extra care down the quiet streets. As soon as we entered the vet clinic, the receptionist noticed the kitten's condition and ushered us into an exam room quickly. Dr. Benson, the vet, came in and started examining the tiny bundle. His serious expression made me uneasy, but I trusted him. The mother cat sat beside me, her eyes never leaving the vet's face. She seemed to understand that we were trying to help her baby. Anxiously, I watched Dr. Benson work, the surroundings like a blur. Posters about animal care brightened up the walls, but my focus was on the kitten. The mother cat was beside me, her eyes locked on Dr. Benson as he gently checked the kitten over. We were all waiting, it seemed, hoping to hear that everything was okay. The room was quiet, filled only with the vet's soft murmurs. Eddie stood beside me, tapping his foot softly against the floor, just as nervous as I felt. Finally, after what felt like forever, Dr. Benson let out a long sigh. "There's something concerning," he admitted, his gaze lifting to meet ours. We exchanged worried looks. Whatever it was, it didn't sound good. "Can you tell us what's wrong?" I asked, hoping for some clarity. Dr. Benson looked thoughtful, asking about how I found the cats. I explained how the mother cat had shown up on my doorstep with its kitten, and how I didn't know what else to do. He nodded, jotting down some notes. "We'll need to run a few tests," he said, leading the way to the back. That left Eddie and me to wait, hopeful for good news. While we waited, I tried to reassure the mother cat, softly stroking her fur. She seemed a little calmer, though still on edge. Eddie bit his nails nervously, glancing around the room and back to the closed door each moment. We were all in the same boat, wanting the best for the little kitten. I wanted the mother cat to know we were here to help her. Just then, my phone rang. It was Mrs. Johnson calling to check on the cats. "How are they doing?" she asked, her voice full of concern. I told her we were at the vet and waiting for tests. "I'll keep my fingers crossed," she said, comforting in her tone. Her kindness was a small relief amid the anxiety, reminding me I wasn't alone in this. Eddie was pacing back and forth, his eyes glued to the small crack in the exam room door. Every now and then, he'd mumble something under his breath, a mix of worry and impatience. I tried to assure him that the vet was doing everything possible to help the kitten. After all, Dr. Benson had years of experience with cases just like this one, and he knew what he was doing. The waiting area felt unusually quiet, even with the occasional beeps from machines in the background. I leaned against the wall with Eddie by my side, both of us lost in our own thoughts. Just then, Dr. Benson walked back towards us, his expression serious and filled with concern. "This is unusual," he said, his voice carrying a hint of worry. Eddie's eyes widened. Dr. Benson began detailing the tests he'd run, noting symptoms that hinted at something more complex. "Is there anything we can do right now?" I asked. Dr. Benson hesitated, clearly considering the best course of action for both the kitten and its mother. He elaborated on common illnesses in kittens, helping us better understand the situation. The mother cat sat nearby, alert, almost as if she understood. His calm explanations brought a sliver of comfort, even as uncertainty lingered. "What treatments are possible?" Eddie asked. Dr. Benson listed medications and care plans the kitten might need in the coming days. We listened carefully, hoping one of the options would be effective. Finally, he looked up and smiled. "The mother cat is in great health," he said, gently stroking her fur. Relief washed over us. Her calmness mirrored ours. Dr. Benson then paused again, his silence stretched, and unease settled over us. "The kitten, however," he said, and trailed off, unsure how to continue. He recommended admitting the kitten for overnight observation. The little one nuzzled into its mother, a quiet but powerful plea. Eddie asked if that was best. Dr. Benson confirmed it was necessary to monitor its condition closely. We agreed. I thanked Dr. Benson, though I still felt anxious. Eddie suggested getting dinner to ease our minds. I agreed. We left the clinic feeling heavy-hearted, yet reassured that the kitten was in capable hands. The mother cat remained at the clinic with her baby. As we ate, Eddie read articles about kitten health and shared what he found. His enthusiasm helped ease my nerves. We both took comfort in learning more. Once dinner was done, we headed back to the clinic. Re-entering the clinic, I found myself holding my breath. Knowing the kitten was there under care brought some peace of mind, reminding me that we'd done the best we could. We arrived just as Dr. Benson was wrapping up for the day. Still under supervision, he said, a mix of caution and reassurance. The mother cat purred, brushing against Mia's quiet gesture of trust. Meanwhile, Eddie contacted local animal shelters, explaining our situation and collecting advice. We were determined to do all we could. One of the clinic volunteers suggested we try an online forum for lost pets. I noted it, hopeful. We headed home for some rest, planning to dive into more research the next day. The next morning, a call from the clinic woke me. "Good news," the voice said. "The kitten's condition has stabilized overnight." Relief swept over me. It was the first truly positive step. This visit felt less tense. Inside, Dr. Benson went straight to the point, outlining the kitten's progress and signs of recovery. His straightforward approach was comforting. Eddie curiously browsed the animal books in the room, eager to learn. Improvement, but not out of the woods, Dr. Benson cautioned. Eddie asked about updates from online leads. Dr. Benson acknowledged some research was underway, hinting at a wider issue possibly affecting more cats in the area. Motivated, Eddie suggested investigating local parks or alleys. Dr. Benson supported the idea. Near an alley, we found a clump of fur caught on a fence posteriorly similar to the mother cat's. The alley had a reputation for pet disappearances. "This might be something," Eddie whispered. He quickly took photos, documenting the find. "We need to delve deeper," Eddie said, his determination clear. As we walked through the streets, the atmosphere felt different. Stray cats appeared unusually restless, their behavior hinting at hidden threats. Eddie reached out to the advocacy group, knowing their experience could be invaluable. Dr. Benson also kept us informed on the kitten's condition and recommended steps in case the problem escalated. With more hands and minds, our investigation gained strength. Conversations with pet owners revealed scattered but related stories. With more volunteers, we compiled reports, names, and sightings. We organized a meeting at the local library to present our findings. The room filled with concerned residents. A slideshow of images and maps laid out the scope of our discoveries. The energy was Intensiver One wanted to help. As we arrived at Town Hall, Eddie noticed some unfamiliar figures dressed oddly. "Do you see those guys?" he whispered. They stood out, and we couldn't shake the feeling that something important was about to unfold. Eddie took the lead, presenting our clues with clarity. He displayed maps, charts, and observations, walking the group through each point. Murmurs of agreement and interest rippled through the crowd. Then he posed a bold question. Could there be a syndicate behind this? The idea sent a chill through the room. Evelyn, a volunteer leader, stepped up and proposed a plan. "We'll need everyone's cooperation," she said. Her words were met with eager nods. Everyone wanted answers and justice. The meeting ended with a shared vow. Stay alert. Stay united. It wasn't just talk. People left with resolve in their steps, ready to act. The following days were a blur of activity. Volunteers and locals moved quickly, following the action plan. "Let's stay sharp," Eddie urged as teams fanned out across town. We took on coordination roles, keeping communication flowing between groups. Our energy was high, fueled by a sense of purpose and the belief that we were on the edge of uncovering something big. Everyone was ready not just to protect their pets, but to expose whatever shadows had crept into our quiet community. The mystery wasn't solved yet, but we were no longer alone. Eddie checked in with teams by phone as we coordinated efforts. Across the neighborhood, people were on high alert, united by a shared mission. Even strangers looked out for each other, alert to any signs of suspicious activity. Word of progress spread fast. Then came the final twist. Dr. Benson revealed that the kitten was no ordinary feline. It belonged to a rare breed, highly prized by exotic pet traders. The kitten had been targeted by an illegal operation from the start. The puzzle now made sense. The mother cat's frantic behavior was a desperate attempt to protect her baby from traffickers. Her instincts had led us directly to a hidden criminal network. Our efforts rippled outward. The local pet trade ring collapsed quickly thanks to swift community action. The mother cat, once desperate, now showed signs of peace as she nuzzled her kitten in a secure, loving environment. People celebrated in the streets, clapping, cheering, and exchanging high fives. This wasn't just about one animal. It was a victory for animal welfare, awareness, and compassion. We gathered together, reflecting on what we had accomplished. Pride filled every heart. Eddie and I watched the mother cat and her kitten play. A quiet bond had formed between us and this little family. Helping them had become more than a mission, it had become personal. That bond reflected everything we'd endured and overcome together. It reminded us of the power of collective action and the quiet victories found in trust and love. As the sun set, we saw the mother cat and her kitten safe and at peace. Their journey, once marked by fear, had found a hopeful conclusion. The mother rested, eyes half closed, while the kitten explored nearby. It was a serene scene proof that resilience, unity, and compassion could change lives. And in that moment, surrounded by calm, we knew the message was clear. Together, we are stronger, and every act of awareness can make the world safer for those who can't speak for themselves. Let us know what you think about this story, and don't forget to share it with your friends. It might inspire them and brighten their day.